Deanna Maurice, weekly craft and lifestyle content. Hey y'all, it's Sienna. Today I condensed all of my Mother's Day tutorials into one video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I picked this tall, skinny tumbler up at Dollar Tree. I pre-cut my vinyl over on my Cricut machine, and at this point I'm just going to pick at a corner and pull on the negative vinyl that I no longer need, and as you guys can see, with projects like this, it glides right off. I'm using contact paper as my transfer tape trick. So I'm just going to go over my vinyl with my scraper tool and try to make sure that everything is adhered to my transfer tape. So once the vinyl is on the contact paper, everything towards you should be sticky and your words should be reading backwards. And now I'm going to do the same exact thing for my second layer, which are the names. Once I have it in place, I go over it with my finger first in small little circles to help avoid any possible air bubbles. Now I'm going to take my smaller scraper tool and just go over the surface once again. If your vinyl has adhered properly, you shouldn't have a problem removing the transfer tape. It should literally glide off so easy. So getting right into this project, the first thing that I like to do is kind of assemble everything that needs to be assembled first. So I weed what needs to be weeded, bone fold what needs to be bone folded, and then stack what needs to be stacked. I cut out 4 additional llamas on standard cardstock paper, and then on top I put on my print then cut image. Here I'm placing adhesive on the back of my sentiment scallop, and I'm just going to flip that over and line it up with the second scallop, which is a little bit larger. Now that I have everything layered and stacked, I'm going to put a bit of adhesive on my scallop and put my llamas on top. The llamas don't have adhesive on the back yet. I just want to play around with the placement to make sure that I have it exactly where I want it to be. So to add a little bit more dimension to my llamas, I'm going to be using foam adhesive dots. I printed my insert on vellum, and a lot of people think vellum is difficult to work with, which it's not. I have a standard inkjet printer at home. The only thing is that once my project comes out, I allow it to sit for a minute or two to ensure that the ink has dried completely. At this point, I wanted to jazz up the outside of my card a little bit more, so I went for these rhinestone stickers. I would definitely use some E6000 or hot glue on the back of them to make sure that they stay in place permanently. So for the envelope, it's pretty simple. We're just going to fold our flaps both on the liner and the envelope, and then we're going to put some adhesive on the back. I like to do this so that I can then line up my flap score line, so my envelope and the liner can now begin to work as one, and when the envelope is put all together, it just provides a nice and seamless look and helps to make your envelope lay as flat as possible. As you guys know, foil is all the rave, and I don't have a foil machine, so this is a great way to do faux foiling on your projects. As you guys can see, I have my different layers cut in different vinyl colors on the same mat, and now I'm just going to begin the weeding process by removing the excess vinyl that I no longer need. All you have to do is pull at a corner, and then everything that you don't need should pretty much start to glide off. Make sure all of your layers are weeded and all of the little pieces that you no longer need are gone. I like to flip mine over to double check, and then because I have double layers, I'm going to put my second layer on top of the base one just to make sure everything is going to line up. Here I'm putting my mat inside of my shirt and just making sure that my shirt is as smooth as possible. Then I place my vinyl down on my shirt before pressing, and here I'm just making sure that it is lined up exactly the way that I want it to be. Before I begin pressing, I like to check my Cricut guideline sheet, which is pretty much like a cheat sheet that shows you all of the temperatures and fabrics and vinyl materials that you could possibly use for transferring with your Cricut heat press. And it is awesome because it takes the guesswork out of knowing what temperature to use on what fabric with what type of vinyl. I'm going to try once again, since I've pressed a little bit longer, to remove my carrier sheet, and as you guys can see, it came off and my image is intact. Then I like to go over it once again if I feel that certain areas I haven't transferred over properly, to just make sure it is definitely in place. Now I'm just lining up my second layer, and I'm going to repeat exactly what I did for the first layer to make sure that it is transferred over properly. So to differentiate the names, I'm going to be placing these small little hearts in between each name. So at this point, I'm just going to press it down once again, and then I'm going to remove the carrier sheets, and voila, that is it. So that's all I have for y'all today. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. It is completely free, as well as hit the bell for post notifications so YouTube can notify you each and every time I upload so you won't miss a beat. And as always, this is Deanna Maurice reminding you to stay blessed and always have good vibes. Bye.